Listen to this. So at one point in time, right, God was on our side because we kept the commandments. This type of power that we're supposed to have as natural, as black men and women, right?
That's right.
This is the type of power we're supposed to have. That God promised, the blessings, right? And when we keep the commandments, listen to this.
Leviticus chapter 26 and verse 8.
Bring it out.
And 5 of you shall chase 100.
Listen to this, brother. Men. 1, 2, 3. 2 more brothers. He said 5 of you, children of Israel, should do what?
Shall chase 100.
You read about our forefathers going to war. Saul and David killing 10,000 Philistines. Saul killing 1,000. You read, like, that really happened.
That's right.
Because God, the power of God was with our forefathers. These men you looking at, they're not regular men.
That's right.
God just turned their power off. If we start keeping the commandments of the people, then God turned us right back up.
That's
read.
right. And 100 of you shall put 10,000 to flight.
Now get 100 of us, 10,000 people got to go running when they see us coming.
Bring it out. Yeah.
Now, I'm going to ask you brothers this. I'm going to ask you men. Y'all men, right? Y'all men. If y'all men, y'all stand on business, don't you feel like when you wake up in the morning like you got power, like, but just something ain't right with you? You feel it inside you. All these men, these men feel like that. But it's something that's in us that's just holding us back. I'm showing you what's holding you back. You got power. 5 of you supposed to be able to put 100 people, make them get that way. And in a hurry. 100 of you supposed to be able to make half the city run off.
That's right.
And that's how I feel when I wake up in the morning. I always knew this world, something was wrong with this. But now what we got to do, we got to get back to this, we got to get back to our power by keeping God's commandments.
Right.
What's some of the commandments we supposed to be keeping? I'm going to show you some simple things. He went over the law of fringes, right? You see the things that's on our shirt? That remind us of to keep the commandments, right? He went into that and said that you shall remember all the commandments of the Lord. That's what they're supposed to do. Read that. Number 15. No, matter of fact, give me 1 Corinthians. Carlos, I got to talk to you real fast. And I ain't look. I'm gonna hit you up. I'm singling you out, but you my brother, so I got to teach you. Cause look, you want that power, right? Bro, I'm trying to give it to you. Check this out. I'm trying to let the Lord be able to give it to us. But I'm just using you as an example right now. But all of us got to be obedient to the Lord. So we're going to show you something that all those men got to be obedient to. Read.
1 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 3.
Bring it out.
But I will have you know that the head of every man is Christ.
The head of every Israelite man is Christ, the black Messiah. Not the white boy right here, but the black Messiah.
That's right.
The one the Bible talking about, right? The head of every man is Christ. Read.
And the head of the woman is the man.
And the head of the woman is the man, right? What we want. Our women want our men to stand up in the community, want to protect them, want us to provide. That's what we supposed to do. But for that to happen, we got to be their head. So guess what the body don't do? The body don't disobey the head.
Right.
That means you got to be in order to get your woman in order, to get your house in order, your kids in order. Marriage, all of that. That's how it got to go. So the head of every man is Christ, the head of the woman is the man. Y'all can agree on that? Yes, can we agree on that? Sisters, can we agree on that? Alright. Not just any man, not no nigga, not an FNF, but a responsible, a godly man.
That's right.
Read.
And the head of the woman is the man. And the head of Christ is God.
So what we're establishing, what Paul is establishing is the order, the godly order of the family in the nation of Israel.
That's right.
It's God, Christ, man, women, children. Alright? So we can agree on that order, right? Read.
Every man praying or prophesying, having his head covered, dishonoreth his head.
So it says every man that prays or prophesies, having his head covered, dishonor his head. That's why I'm coming in. That's why I'm hollering at you. So what are we in? When we reading all the Bible. We read the prophecies about the nations going into captivity. We read the prophecy about us going into captivity. We in the midst of prophecy right now. So when the Bible coming out, we're in the midst of prophecy. Let's read Revelation chapter 19. 19:10. Read this. I'm finna show you.
Revelation chapter 19 verse 10.
Bring it out.
And I fell at his feet to worship him. And he said unto me, see, thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Jesus. Worship God, for the testimony of Jesus is the spirit of prophecy.
The testimony of Jesus is the spirit of prophecy. So we have read the testimony of Jesus, his Bible. It's the spirit of prophecy. So all of us are in the midst of prophecy right now. So let's go back to 1 Corinthians 11. Carlos, check me out now. Read.
1 Corinthians chapter 11 verse 3.
Bring it out.
But I will have you know that the head of every man is Christ, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Christ is God. Every man praying or prophesying, having his head covered, dishonoreth his head.
So do we want to dishonor the black Messiah, the Christ? We don't want to dishonor the Christ. It said every man praying or prophesying, having his head covered, dishonoreth his head. So, Colin, what would you do right now if you don't want to dishonor the black Messiah? Uncover your locks, bro.
Say, I got a question. So what if it's open like this?
You decent. You decent. Now, we ain't making provisions for sin like you just got a little pinhole on the top of your head and be like, oh yeah, that's no. We ain't supposed to have our head covered while we in the midst of prophecy, praying or prophesying. Now let's read on. Let's finish the rest of this out. Read.
I'm gonna obey.
But every woman that prayeth or prophesying with her head uncovered.
Now the woman, now sisters, every woman having a that prayeth or prophesied having a head uncovered. Read.
Dishonoreth her head.
And you dishonor the men that's out here. And proxy Christ. So it's an order. There's God, Christ, man, woman. So when a woman having her head uncovered, listening to the Bible in prophecy or praying, you dishonor the men, which would be your husband if you got one, and Christ, and God. They go in order. So that's what we out here to do, reestablish order in our communities. So, Colin, can you uncover the locks?
I can.
Would you? Will you? Come on, bro.
Yeah, I can.
Well, take it off, man. We reading the Bible still. It's still coming. I'm not gonna stop reading the Bible.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to look. I'm trying to keep you in the good grace of the Most High right now. Because when you see obedience, then He happy. Read.
Every man praying or prophesying, having his head covered, dishonoreth his head.
No, sis, if you got something to put on your head, man, put it on your head right now. Get you a, hey, matter of fact, take it out, give it to her. Help your sister out. You see what I'm saying? Look,
Woman's head supposed to be
the woman's head is supposed to be covered. The
We the
men's
head, not the
That's
tail.
why we don't got nothing over our head. Why? Because we set the example for our nation. The men, right? We out here out of order. Then how can we expect the sisters to believe us and listen to us and follow us? Like, sis, keep it 100. Tell me something. Now, look, I want the men to listen to this. Sister, I want you to be 100% honest with me. Hey, bro. If a man, right? If you got a man, you supposed to be following. He's supposed to be your man. But he completely out of order. What they gonna make you be? Are you gonna really listen to him? Are you gonna be in subjugation? Are you gonna be the word y'all hate submissive to that man? Naturally, you gonna want to fight against it. Cause why? He ain't in order. Well, nigga, you don't do this. That's how y'all gonna do it, bruh. So you have to look. We as the men in our community, we gotta set the example.
Right.
We gotta set the example. Give me Psalm 94:16.
Bring it out.
Psalm 94:16. We have to set the example to get the women and the children in order. We can't hear the word of God and then say we're gonna do something different. That's why we hear it. That's why we stay here. Y'all think it might not be subsequential or have any bearing on your life, but it do on all of us. That's why we come out here every Saturday all over the United States, all over the world to teach, to get the minds of our people to change so we can get out of captivity.
That's right.
That's what we out here to do. We really out here to save our people's lives. We trying to get you out of slavery. And it's just by being obedient. Read it. What you got?
Psalms 94 verse 16.
Bring it out.
Who will rise up for me against the evil doer?
That's the question that the Lord got for us. Men, who will rise up for me? God said, who gonna rise up for me against the evildoers? You know who the evildoers are? Look around the world. Who destroying the world? Who got your people in captivity?
Right.
Who give you bad education, bad food? Who control everything in the world, but then put you at the bottom?
Bring it out.
The Lord asks you the question, who gonna rise up for me, bro? Read.
For who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity?
Who gonna do that? Look at the little man right here. Look, who he looking at who he looking at? He's seeing all these strong black men out here. We got to be the example for them. We can't get let. Hey, I sure ain't finna be out here selling dope to my people. I sure ain't finna be out here whoring my sisters out when I got this little man watching me.
That's right.
Cause he got to grow up to be a man. If his daddy ain't there, guess what? The men in the community supposed to be there to show him the right way.
Right.
Just like the old school, bro. Old school, they just say, look, hey, an old head supposed to lace you up, give you the game.
Right.
Whether it's your daddy or uncle, somebody with some understanding, a man, you need an example as a young man to go forward in your life, to know how to navigate the world.
That's right.
And guess what? The elders of the community, you the elder in the community now, bro. So that's why we gotta just be obedient. We gotta show them obedience to the Most High God. Then they see us in order, then guess what? His mama fall in order. His grandmama fall in order. That's why, look, I'm gonna tell you right now, the reason our nation's so out of order and our women out of order in our community is because we out of order.
That's right.
Look, we just read the order, the steps gotta go like that. It start top down. Top down. Cause she ain't finna give you no respect as long as you out of order.
That's right.
It just is what it is. It ain't finna go down like this. Am I lying? She right here. She keeping it 100 with you. It ain't happening like that, bro. The men, we gotta straighten this thing up. Give me Isaiah 34:11.
Bring it out, Doc.
Matter of fact, drop that. Give me Hebrews 13:4.
Bring it out, Doc.
Hebrews 13:4. Let's read for most of that that's going to establish the black community in the right way.
That's right.
And how the Lord wants us to move. All right. This is another law. This is what we got to do, and this is what's missing from our community. Check this out, sis, bro. Listen. Hebrews 13:4.
Hebrews chapter 13, verse 4.
Bring it out.
Marriage is honorable in all.
Marriage is honorable in all. Read.
And the bed undefiled. But whoremongers and adulterers God will judge.
So whoremongers and adulterers. Whoremongers, men that's sleeping around, smashing and dashing, hitting quick, up and duck, all that. God gonna judge that. Women is sleeping around, man to man, all this. God gonna judge that. How you judge that? How you judge that? That package, that's one judgment. What do you think STDs are? Give me Deuteronomy 28:61. Let's go into these curses. How you doing, my brother? What's going on? What's your name, man? Mike. Mike and Moses. How you doing, man? I'm glad you came over here, man. What we doing? We showing our people some of the steps to heal the community.
Right.
Heal the so-called black, Hispanic, and the Native American community. And who those people are today is the Israelites. That's what we've been over here teaching for the last few hours, bro. We showing our people that we are the Israelites according to the Bible.
That's right.
Now, you just walking up, you missed a lot. But we're going to keep on going for where we at now. We might backtrack in a second to fill you in, all right? Read it.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 61.
So this is what happened. This is how God judged the whoremongering and the adultery in our community. Read.
Also, every sickness and every plague, which is not written in the book of this law, them will the Lord bring upon thee until thou be destroyed.
Read.
And ye shall be left few in number, whereas ye were as the stars of the heaven for multitude, because thou wouldest not obey the voice of the Lord thy God.
So, when you look at the black community, it said every sickness and every plague. If you work in the medical medical field, you understand that blacks lead in all these categories.
Right.
STDs, infant mortality rate, all type of sicknesses, high blood pressure, gout, everything that's bad in the medical field. Your people at the top of their list.
Right.
Why? Because we didn't listen and keep God's commandments. We don't institute marriage. We do a lot of fornication and adultery in our community.
Right.
God judges that. Give me Psalm 9 and 16 again. Psalm 9 and 16. God judges those things. So when you see that and you wonder why, how we got the highest STDs, how we got the highest infant mortality, how we got all these diseases and everything else, why we at the top of all them bad lists.
Right.
Psalm 9 and 16. Read this. Psalm 9 and 16.
Psalms chapter 9 verse 16.
Bring it out.
The Lord is known by the judgment which he executed.
Did he not execute that judgment of every sickness and every plague I'm going to put upon you? He executed it. That's why you at the top of them lists.
Right.
That's what's going on. God ain't playing with us.
That's right.
We his kids. He said, therefore I will punish you because you're the only ones I know.
Right.
That's why. That's why. Everything that we reading, God is doing.
That's right.
If actions, he actively in your life. You got a relationship with God whether you know it or not. Now, if it's the right one or not, Because why people be like, oh, I got a personal relationship with God. You ain't got no personal relationship with God.
Teach on
He ain't
me.
coming down here and talking to you like that.
That right.
He already he sent the prophets to you to tell you to keep his commandments. If you ain't doing that, you ain't got no relationship. 1 John. 1 John 2. You know what I want.
1 John chapter 2, verse 3.
Bring it out.
And hereby we do know that we know him.
Listen, this is how we know that we know God. This is the Bible we read now. New Testament, 1 John. Don't let no pastor come and lie to you after this. Don't go to church tomorrow.
Yeah.
You in church right now on the day you're supposed to be in. You worshiping the Lord on the Sabbath day.
That's right.
The seventh day. Can you count the 7 fifths? Look, man, count the 7 too, right? That's what the Bible say. You doing what the Bible saying today. Alright? That's what you gonna do. Now don't go do what the Bible say don't do tomorrow. Don't go do that now. Don't undo all the good you're doing right now by going and doing something else tomorrow.
Right.
Because they ain't finna teach you the truth. Read. Read it again.
And hereby we do know that we know him.
It's how you know the Lord. If 2-letter word, huge implication right here. If
we keep his commandments.
That's simple, ain't it?
That right.
We know him if we keep his commandments.
That's
if
right.
we read a commandment, we're gonna look. Next time we see you out here, you need to get your head covering on. Alright? Read on.
He that saith I know him and keepeth not his commandments is a liar.
That's right.
We don't want to be found liars before the Most High God.
That's right.
Said he that say I know him and don't keep his commandments, you a liar.
That's right.
You are a liar. Them the people that would give me that Mark 7. No, I never knew. You know what I want? You know what I want? Watch this. I'm gonna read you the most terrifying thing I could ever read in the scripture. Right here. This make my bones get a chill in it when I read this right here. Understand it's gonna be 2/3 of our people finna hear this real terrible thing right here from the Lord. Watch this. Read it.
Matthew chapter 7 verse 21.
Bring it out.
Matthew 7 and 21. This is gonna be the words of Jesus Christ. When you hear this, don't holler out not my Jesus, because Jesus said it. This is the red words right here. Read it.
Not every one that saith unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven.
Whoa, why? Not everyone that be like, oh, Jesus. Jesus is my God. Oh, Jesus, hey, I got a personal relationship with Jesus. Oh, I'm married to Jesus. All that nonsense you hear in the Christian church. Not everyone that say it. Because are they learning to keep God's commandments in the Christian church? They don't even keep the 4th commandment. That's remember the Sabbath.
Right.
He said, not everyone that saith unto me, Lord, Lord. Read.
But he that doeth the will of my Father, which is in heaven.
Oh, read it from the top again.
Not every one that saith unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven.
Read.
But he that doeth the will of my Father, which is in heaven.
He said, only the people that doing the will of the Father. What's the will of the Father? What's God's will for us to do? Because what we're going to do, precept upon precept, we're going to define all these terms in the Bible with the Bible for you to get the complete understanding. What's the will of the Father, brother? Say it again so the sister can hear you.
Keep his laws, keep his commandments.
Now, the brother said keep his laws and keep his commandments. He said that. Can we believe the brother or should we go to the Bible? We should go to the Bible. All right, we're going to go to the Bible. Read.
Psalms chapter 40 verse 8. I delight to do thy will.
King David said, I delight to do your will, God. I delight to do it. Read.
Oh my God. Yea, thy law is within my heart.
What's the will of the Father?
Thy law is within my heart.
He was correct. But what I just showed you is make sure he's correct.
Right.
Read it out the Bible.
That's right.
He wasn't wrong. He said keep his laws and commandments. That's the will. That's God's will for us. Is to do his commandments.
Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you. It's nation time.
And finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord, His word.